Hello fellow makers and welcome back to 3D Printed Soup and part 2 of the Loop Studios Silent Coin Taproom print. I am basically showing you a painting video today because I am resin printing the second floor and watching resin printers is dull as dishwater. So I started off painting all of the floor with a contrast paint that gets in all the gaps. And now I'm doing a base coat on the walls with shanty bone. This will bring up all the plaster and make it look like wattle and daub, which is what they used to make old walls out of in taverns and old houses. And it's basically mud and straw. Then I'm going to paint this woodwork a lovely dark sort of mahogany brown, and so I'm going to get that looking lovely. And then what will happen is, because I'm base coating this, I'll go over it again with a slightly thinned down coat of it and get rid of all the brush marks. Then I'm going to move on to the stairs here, and I want them to stand out along with the bar. So I am using a very, very dark, what's called a dryad brown or dryad bark. And yeah, that's going to get in all the little gaps and details there, make this look like really, really dark wood. That makes it stand out from the almost beachy colour of the boards on the floors and the dark mahogany timbers which I've used on the tops of the walls and the posts coming down, and also the wainscoting. Wainscoting is the bit where the wood comes halfway up the wall. Yes, see, you learn something every day. And while I'm doing this, I'm just making sure I get rid of all of the white parts. I undercoated this white because I wanted this to really bring up the colours. If I was doing it again, I'd probably undercoat it maybe a darker colour so that all the little white bits don't stand out, because unless I completely wash this, which is what I'm going to be doing later on, there'll always be little 3D printed white bits that I can't get the brush into. So yeah, wash basically is a very, very thin paint that just gets into everything. So if I'll just run that over it, it'll make all the colours slightly darker and it will get rid of all the white dots. Now I'm moving into the kitchen here, and I'm doing the same dryad bark on the bar at the back there. Now I'm using paint straight out of the pot. I haven't watered it down at all, just to do the very, very edges, just to make sure that they are sharp and that there's no colour bleed between the lights and the darks. And just basically get rid of any of the little white dots. I'll then go around again with the slightly lighter colours to go over any splashes or anything that I have gone over onto the lighter colours with. Basically it's 4 or 5 layers, and I'll make sure that all of the lines stay nice and clean, so there's no overrun between the two colours. It's just getting in all these extra little bits down here. I mean, trying to actually get into some of these cracks and crevices is a nightmare, because you'll get your brush in there and realise you've got one colour going on to another one, like I just did there on the wattle and daub on the stairs, but I'll paint over that later. Now I'm going with the light colours to make sure that all the edges are crisp, just sort of cutting in here. And as the dark paint has dried, this should go over the top. I mean, it's a base paint I'm using, so it's not at all transparent, so you shouldn't be able to see any of the dark colours through it. If I was using a layer paint, you might be able to see the dark colour through it, so yeah, which is why I'm doing the base paint twice. Now I'm going to start cleaning up a bit. We need to do a dark colour on the forge here at the back, or the whatever it is, the grill. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it's the grill where the cook works. So yeah, I'm going to go over that with a very dark brown, and then I'll probably dry brush that with a lighter brown later on to make it look like stone. And I'm doing the same thing here with the lovely fireplace in the main hall. And so I'll go over that with a dark grey later once I finish doing that, and just to bring out the details. Now I'm just cleaning up the areas around here, making sure that there's no dark brown going onto the light, and adding a lighter brown colour to the bit where the wattle and daub has come away, and showing some of the under material. And somewhere where the plaster's got wet, I'm going to do a little bit of dark in the corners, so it looks like there's water coming in, or there's been stains on the plaster over time. And just going around the edges, getting anything that I've missed, and cleaning up that bit of brown on the wall there next to the staircase, which I got on it earlier. And let's try and get in here and get all these little white dots covered up, because they're absolutely infuriating. Still a load of white dots at the moment, but yeah, we'll go over and do another covert coat later. Now the exterior. So yeah, I'm doing a slightly lighter brown on the exterior because I want this to show up. I'm then going to go over it with a wash to basically make it look like the timbers on the outside, which have been exposed to the elements, have weathered slightly, whereas the ones inside have been covered away from the weather. The ones outside have been hit by storms and sun over the last century or so, so they're going to be a little lighter and a lot more worn and a lot more weathered. And I'm using a slightly lighter wattle and door outside to give a bit extra light to it. And so I'll go over it again with a darker wash to really bring out the details. Also, there's brickwork here, so I don't know why they got wattle and daub and brickwork, but it's a fantasy inn, so I'll let them get away with their anachronisms. And then I'm going to go over the top with a darker brown. And as you can see, I have gone over all the paint on the outside with a lovely dark wash, so it's that almost like varnished feel to it. And yeah, I've also painted the inside as well, and I've gone over washes with this. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. I mean, it needs another couple of coats, but at the moment it's looking lovely in here. And that is the ground floor done. I just need to assemble and paint the second floor in resin, and we are good to go. Tune in next week when I try painting the second floor in resin to bring out really high detail and see how that looks compared to the FDM print of the first floor. Stay happy and safe.